Okay, so today we are going to talk about Facebook timelines, and that's the new Facebook page layout that they've put upon us over the last few days. Now, it's not something that we thought we would have to deal with immediately, but obviously it's something they've decided they want to roll out immediately and in a preview stage for the next 30 days until March 31st. And on March 31st, every business page on Facebook will need to have the same layout. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. So, uh, you may be familiar with Facebook timelines from your own personal Facebook pages over the past few weeks, but we're going to talk about what the changes mean to a business page now. The first thing to bear in mind is that we do have 30 days to play around with the page, see what it means for you, see what you want to do with it before the changes are forced upon you. But it is worth knowing what those changes are now so you can make plans and see how your current campaigns are being affected. So we've had to change how some of our client campaigns are being run to make sure that they take advantage of the new timeline and that the new features don't affect what we're doing. So the first thing to look at is the fact that there's a new look and feel. So what you've got here is a sample page that shows you how a business page is laid out. And what you've got, similar to personal profiles that have been changed to a timeline, is that you've got a two-column system here going down your page. Previously you had just one column, but now you've got your two columns here. You'll notice there's a large cover photo here, a cover image, and there's a reduced size profile image on the left hand side. Some of the things to bear in mind with this cover image is that it gives a huge amount of real estate space to be able to showcase what you do best in your business, in your bar, your restaurant. What you're not allowed to do with this cover image is put in your contact details or a call to action. You're not allowed to advertise your business really in an obviously advertising way. What Facebook would like you to do is use that space to showcase what you do best. If it's a restaurant or a bar, that could be some pictures of high quality pictures of food, customers, drinks. Might be pictures of the taps in the bar. Some of the things that other businesses have done, and those larger companies who have jumped on timeline early on. Starbucks, as an example, have a large cover photo of their coffee beans. Coca-Cola have a large montage picture with various images. So you could put a montage together. As you can see, Coca-Cola includes their logo, Starbucks doesn't include their logo. You have the option to make a montage of a couple of different images to showcase what it is that you really do best. In this case, we're advertising, not so much advertising, but highlighting the fact that there's a new bar that's opening soon, and this cover photo is just highlighting the fact that it's coming soon to the area, and it's a sports bar, so it's got a sports feel to it, and images that have been made into a montage there. So the image size here is 850 pixels wide by 315 pixels high, so that's yours to play with, and concentrate on getting a high quality image there rather than something that you took with a smartphone. I mean, you really want to, this is the first thing people see when they come to the page, so it's something you should bear in mind. The profile image then should really just be your logo. It really shouldn't be anything more than that. You don't need to put contact details or anything into the profile image anymore, because they'll all now be contained directly under here. So when you edit the info on your page, your contact details, your phone number, your address, price points, various things that your business is, these will all appear right here. Now what you can do with this timeline, and the phrase timeline itself really does refer to the fact that you've got a history of your business from the day you opened until now that you could fill in that timeline. If you look on the right hand side here, you'll see now and you'll see February. This is obviously a new page, but older businesses will have timelines that stretch further down and back to when Facebook first started, perhaps, or when you first launched your page. But now you have the ability to add in even further back than before Facebook was here. You could, if your business opened in the 1950s, you could put in a post way back from 1950 saying business opened, and put in a picture of the old business or the old owners there. And you could build a timeline of maybe your key milestones in your business over the past number of years. First customer, second store that you opened, and on and on. Think about the milestones in your business and tell a story that you can add all the way back, and people can scroll back and they'll be able to see that on the right hand side. So if you have 1950 there, they'll be able to click on 1950 and see the history of your business. So you've got the chance to tell a little bit of a story. Looking at the layout again, what you see, here's the cover photo, here's the profile image, here's the info that we talked about. Now what you've got here are your apps. So previously, this was the layout of a Facebook page. What you had was your large profile image, you had a default welcome tab here, and you had all your tabs down the left hand side here. Facebook have changed that around now, so now your tabs are here. They show 4 by default, and you can click here and you'll see if there are any more that are added, they'll be located here. Now you only have the option to play around with 3 of them because the Photos tab will be there by default. So our suggestion is that you use these 3 spaces here, these 3 apps, for the most important things that is important to your business. In this case, this bar is hiring, so we've got a We're Hiring tab that we can click on. Also giving away coupons, so that's very visible, very plain to see when somebody comes to the Facebook page for the first time, and that's right here. And also there's a map, so people can find us. So we've deemed these 3 the most important. Now you might have other things that are more important there. You might have links to videos, you might have links to some contests or sweepstakes that you're running. So whatever are the 3 most important things you want your customers to do, here's where you put them. And you can have custom images that allow people to see very clearly what it is you're trying to do. Now previously, tabs were this size, they were 520 pixels wide and as long as you wanted. But now Facebook have made more space available to us. So now the tabs stretch all the way across the page. So if you've got tabs that are the original size, 520, what will happen is when you click on the tab, your original tabs will just take up the center of the page there. They won't stretch all the way across. I'll show you what we've done on the Bar Blogger page to show you just how far that stretches across. So there's the cover image there. And we've got a link to the blog. Because we've got more space available now, you can see that I can pull in virtually all of the blog into the page here. It's just loading up right now. Here we go. So now we can take up this whole space. Now people could read the blog directly from the Facebook page if they liked. So we've got a much larger canvas available to us than we previously had. Okay, so think about what you would want to put in your 3 spaces here, your three apps. What Facebook have taken away, and will be a problem for a lot of people as we find ways around it, is the default landing tab. The specified page that you wanted your customers to come to if they weren't a fan. So in this example here, in the Ugly Tuna example, this was the page that somebody saw before they ever liked the page. So asked them to click on the like button and then this image would disappear and you could have an opt-in form. Now, however, you can't specify that anymore. And if you want somebody to go to a specific page, you've got to give them a call to action right here in the apps and the tabs here. So that's a change that will make a difference to a lot of businesses. No default landing tab. You'll see here as well there's a messaging facility. So previously you couldn't message a business. But there's sometimes when customers want to ask a question of the business, they don't necessarily want to post it to the wall. Instead they might want to ask the question directly to the business. You now have the ability to message any Facebook fan page. So I can start typing in my message here and that'll go straight through to you. When you log into your Facebook page, you'll see these messages, and I'll log into the Bar Blogger to show you. What you'll see here are messages on the right hand side. You'll also see your notifications. Okay, so you've got new insights when you log in for the first time. You'll see people who like the page most recently. You'll see your insights. And there's some tips there. So everything there on one side, on one part of the page. As you'll notice there on my right hand side of the Bar Blogger, you'll see the milestones there, when it was founded, what happened in 2010, 11 and 12. So you could click back to any of those moments and see when it was founded. Okay. Now content is going to be dealt with in a different way too. So not just the physical layout, but how you actually interact with your customers, how they interact with you. So if you go to a business page and you have friends who are already fans, first thing you'll see here is the social proof of, in my case, 37 of my friends like Coca-Cola. So you can see when you go to a fan page the first time. That's why it's more and more important to get more and more people to like your page, so that anybody who gets there are going to see how many of their friends like the page as well. Then what you've got underneath there are 2 columns, and you'll see it's in reverse chronological order. So the most recent things are posted. Well, that's actually down here. Up here is still the info section. So you've got recent posts by other people on that page, which appear on the right hand side. And you've got links to the pages that this page likes. So this page likes these various pages here. You'll see those there. You have the opportunity as a customer to type something into the page here. And underneath it, this is the pinned post. Okay, so you see this little icon here that indicates it's a pinned post. You can now pin a post to the top of your page for 7 days at a time. And it'll show right up here before you ever get to the timeline, which starts down here. So you can now pin a post. That could be important for if you've got a special that's running for a week, if you've got a contest that you're running you want to draw attention to, if you've got a picture you want to share with people for 7 days, they'll see you right up here at the top of your page. What you can also do is you can now highlight a post as well. Let's go to the bar blogger as an example. So here's an image that I shared the other day for leap year. Now, when I hover over it, I've got options to highlight it or edit it. If I click edit, I can pin it to the top and it'll show up at the top of my page. If I click highlight, watch what happens. It now is highlighted right across the page. It takes up half the page. If you did a larger image, it would show all the way across the page there. So you can highlight something, or you can choose not to highlight. Oh, there it is. There's the highlight. Okay, right across the page. Okay, so it's got a lot more presence on the page than just previous posts. So you can choose to highlight anything you want. You can highlight a lot of them, and they'll all go across the page if you like. Just like this. Okay. Let's go back to Sports Bar. So you've got the ability to pin a post, you've got the ability to highlight a post, and you now know about private messaging. So what else should you know about a Facebook timeline business page at the moment? Well, you should know that Facebook are putting the emphasis on humanizing the brand, interactions, less about pushing content out there, more about just engaging with people who are talking on your page. So they're giving you the options as soon as you log into your page to see who has interacted with you, so you can talk back and forth with them. They're giving you the ability to private message them. Those businesses who choose not to engage or whose content goes stale are going to find that they're not going to be visible in their customers' timelines. So it's important to think about what's your strategy to interact and engage with customers on a daily basis. And that's how you're going to get the timeline in front of people. So remember, the biggest change is that there's no more default landing page, so it's not that you're automatically going to get somebody to like you. The like button is going to sit down here, and you're going to have quality content, engaging content, to encourage people to like the page. Now, take this page as an example. If I log out of this, let me see. Okay. If I click on this coupon, there is still the ability to fan gate an app so that only fans can see it. In this case, like our Facebook page and get an exclusive coupon. So the ability to do that is still there, it's just not available by default. It's not the first thing they'll see, but we can still restrict fans to what they can and can't see. So in this case, you can't do anything. You can't get your coupon until you like the page. And when you do like it, it's going to ask me to log in. Once I log in, I'm going to be able to view my coupon. Click on the coupon again, and there's the coupon. So the image disappeared, and now I get my coupon in place of it. So we still have the ability to fan gate the tabs, just not the ability to specify which one the customer lands on before they become a fan. So that's an overview of Facebook timeline and what it means. For those of you who are clients, we'll be talking with you over the next few days about a strategy for moving your pages to a timeline format. And for those of you who aren't clients and need help migrating your page, creating cover photos, and creating a strategy, by all means reach out to us at interactivehospitality.com or send me an email, barry@interactivehospitality.com, and we'll make sure that you're set up correctly.